it is time for the end step here at the end of day one at Mythic Championship IV. Riley Knight and Eduardo Sajgalik have joined me at the news desk. And the first thing we always pick with the end step is our card of the day. And for that, we turn to Eduardo. What could it be?
It's 8/8, and you can't use mana.
So narrowed it down
wide range.
Yeah, I wonder. There's a lot of cards like that in Magic, to be fair.
Yeah.
Hogak, Arisen Necropolis is the card of the day. I think anything else would kind of be a travesty. It defines the tournament. Whether we've seen it in play or not, a lot of players have definitely prepared for this deck and the card that inhabits it.
And you know what? This is my question, though. If you know that going in, can't you beat it?
Well, I mean, the decks at the top are... Well, there's control and there's some of Hogak. You know, you got to have good and evil battling it out until the very end.
Okay, well, that'll be the case, and we'll see what happens, of course, as we make our way towards the top 8 on Sunday. So that's our card of the day, Hogak, Arisen, Necropolis. But what about our team of the day as we keep our eye out on the team series, of course, culminating with this event for our top 2 teams? Rich, what can you tell us?
Maria, I can tell you that nobody at the top of the standings had a fantastic day at the office by any stretch of the imagination. Coming into the last round here today, you had Haru Yasord, who were at number 1. They were 10 points clear of Channel Fireball in second. They in turn were 6 points clear of Team Ultimate Guard and Team Legion, 3rd and 4th. Then you have the likes of the comic book store in the mix, Mage X MTG Mint card. There were 8 teams that could have a sniff of making it to the team finals, but no one really put their stamp on day one. And as a result, really, it isn't about how well people did, it's how alive people still are in this tournament. And for that reason, my team of the day are these gentlemen behind me. It's KMC Genesis. Now, there are 6 people on that board, but only 5 are here. Brad Nelson couldn't make it to this event, had issues with his passport. We're sorry that you're not here with us, Brad. But your team have stepped up. Coming into the last round, this was the team where all 5 members were guaranteed to be in day 2. Now, that in itself doesn't guarantee lots of extra points. You need to get to 9-7 or better before you get beyond the minimum 3 points. But what it does do is guarantee you that opportunity to come back at 5-3 or 4-4 to win your draft, and that puts you in great position to make a run down the stretch. So coming into that last round, Manfield, Shenhar at 4 and 3, Baumeister and Nettles at 5 and 2, and Brian Brown Doin was at 6 and 1. But honestly, do you know why they were team of the day apart from anything else? Because as we saw on Twitter, Corey Baumeister got a little bit of cold revenge for Brad Nelson by beating Matthias Leverato, who of course beat Brad in the final of MC3 at Las Vegas. So the team of the day, only really because they're all still standing, is KMC Genesis.
Thanks so much, Rich. Well, that is our team of the day, but what about our match of the day? We certainly had a lot to choose from. Riley, what'd you pick?
Well, I've gone for a match that I was lucky enough to watch with Eduardo. You and I sat in the booth and watched Edgar Margarides go up against Pat Cox. Now, this wasn't the most exciting game of Magic you're ever going to see, but it certainly was one of the most instructive. We saw a Renin 6 come down a little too late in game number 1, and that meant, as you can see on your screen here, Pat Cox was able to really grab the bull by the horns, use that Reflector Mage, tempo out Margarides as he was attempting to get it done with Jund. Big attack here with the huge champion of the parish, and we'll see an Ether Vial now. Reflector Mage clears the blockers, and it showed the importance of being on the play. This meant that Cox was able to have a big start and follow through with a big finish. However, in game number 2, down comes turn 2 Renin 6 for the Jund player, and that kept the board clear as daylight. Look at this on your screen, the 1-2 punch Liliana and Renin 6. And Cox is trying to play a bit of catch-up, but you can see the diminished effect of Reflector Mage when you don't have the threats on the board. A lot of intricacies in this matchup, but also some stone-cold killers. Plague Engineer, another Renin 6, and this was enough to seal the deal for the brave Canadian Jund player. Patrick Cox going down 2-1 in a very, very instructive set of games. The reason for me it was my match of the day, Maria, is that there was so much to learn and take away from it. Hogak is a known quantity. We're still learning stuff about it to this day, to this minute, to this hour, really. But there's something classic about Jund going up against humans. Good, honest Magic that is played to the board, interaction, removal, tempo, classical, fundamental elements of Magic. And again, not the splashiest, not the most exciting match of Magic you're ever going to see, but certainly one of the most instructive, one of the best learning experiences of the day. And for that reason, my match of the day.
Well, great pick, Riley. And I think you're right. A lot of amazing Magic today. You could go back and watch any round in the feature match area, and you're definitely going to learn something. All right, well, Tim is ready with our player of the day, who is sitting in an excellent spot heading into day 2.
He certainly is. There is exactly one player in this tournament who has the perfect 8-0 record, and that is the man stood right beside me, Arno Hochmuller. Congratulations, first of all, a perfect 8-0 record. This has been a tough format that has really challenged an awful lot of people, and thus far, you've been able to get through it without a single blemish on it whatsoever. Let's talk through a little bit about how your day's gone, because things started out with Modern Horizons draft, which is a pretty complicated draft format. Which way did you choose to go?
We found out that blue was one of the best colors, but I tried to draft blue-red. I ended up with blue-red with 3 Spinal Minotaurs, which is pretty good with like Fist of Flame and even Wayne color. And I even got to swing for 24 in the air in one attack step with 2 Minotaurs, so that felt pretty good. The deck felt very powerful.
Yeah, doing powerful things where you do lots of damage with blue spells is something that I've seen from you before. At the World Magic Cup, I know that you were very keen on killing people very, very quickly indeed. And when it comes to constructed, blue was also the color of choice for you. You were on blue-white control. Now, a lot of people in the room were talking about Hogak as being the big deck for the tournament. For you, was it always obvious that you were going to be on control?
I've been playing blue-white control in Modern for like 1 year, so I felt confident with the deck. We tried Hogak, Jund, even Hogak, but in the end blue-white control still felt powerful. And I mean, the Hogak matchup is a bit tough, but blue-white is fine against the rest of the field, so Luis is playing the same, and we're confident in our list.
I mean, I know that Louis Del Tour has been very excited to watch you succeed as well as you have. You two are on identical lists, and he's one of the players that coming into this event had the highest Modern win percentage of anyone coming into this Mythic Championship. And I just want to talk briefly about the very last match that you had today. You were up against your countryman, Hall of Fame member, control master, Guillaume Wafotapa. That must be pretty daunting.
Yeah, it was definitely impressive, but he was actually playing Esper control, so I felt favored against his list, and he didn't draw very well, so in the end I beat him. But I mean, there's still a lot more rounds to go, so we'll see tomorrow how it goes.
We will see tomorrow, and congratulations also to your brother, his very first Mythic Championship this weekend, and I believe that he's also managed to make it into day 2.
Yeah, that's great. He made day 2 like on 4-4, so that's great. I look forward to see him playing on day 2 as well.
Team Hochmuller already doing pretty well for themselves, and for Arno, well, we're going to see plenty more of him at the very top table in our draft tomorrow morning here from Mythic Championship number 4, our player of the day.
Fantastic stuff. So there's our player of the day. The 4 full set of the news desk here for you. We're about to empty this out and get out of here, and we hope that you'll all join us tomorrow. Let's take a check at the leaderboard before we go and show you exactly where we stand at the halfway mark of the Swiss rounds of Mythic Championship 4. The sole perfect record belongs to France's Arno Hochmuller. Then 7-0-1 unblemished Bernardo Santos, no defeats to him. The 7-1 stretch from Guillaume Wafotapa in 3rd through the rest of the first pod, which will include Alan Wu, Pro Tour champion, Edgar Magagesh of Canada, 2 Germans in Tara Severin and Christian Hauk, plus Christian Calcano. Then you'll see in pod 2 David Brooker, Jelga Wiegersma, Austria's Manuel Lenz, Adriano Moscato of Italy, David Mines of Australia, the Dane Martin Muller, Mano R of Korea, and Vasily Kolopenko, who at 4-1 we mentioned for the first time. He's been grinding his way up the leaderboard, representing the Russian Federation. And watch out for Chris Kvartek and Brian Brown-Dewin in pod number 3. But that's all for tomorrow. For now, now, the four of us and all the team backstage, and it's a big one, want to thank you for being part of day one of Mythic Championship 4. We'll do it all again tomorrow. Time for some more Modern Horizons, Giraffe Riley, you on?
I'd say so. Heading back to the hotel, fantastic.
Lots more Modern, Eduardo, done?
Tomorrow, dinner tonight.
Maria.
You got to rest and relax.
I want to see the Boggles player make top 8.
You got to be optimistic.
You got to go. You got to shoot for the top.
That's it.
With that, for everyone here on the team, until we meet again tomorrow morning, I'm your host, Rich Hagon, saying bye.